Now we move to Chicopee and South Hadley. 3-4 South Hadley Tigers looking to get 500. 4-3 Chicopee Pacers. They're trying to end the regular season with a win. First quarter Tigers with the ball. Julius Hebenth, he takes the snap, runs right all the way to the sideline, picks up the first down. Of course, he is tackled. I hope that camera is all right. I guess we'll find out shortly. Now later in the drive, Hebenth, he takes the snap, rolls right. He wants to make sure. I mean, how could you miss him with the shoes? That's the magic right there. Touchdown, South Hadley. It has to be the shoes, right? 7-0 Tigers. And now Chicopee with the ball, 1st and 10. Braden Ciano, he tosses it up to Jeremiah Elliott. Elliott straight up the middle, avoiding plenty of tackles in the meantime. He picks up the first down with some hard running. And 1st and 10 Pacers. Ciano, he's dropping back, firing downfield to Jacob Lozado in the end zone. They make it look easy. 7-6 Tigers after that failed 2-point conversion, but we're not done yet. Later in the first quarter, again the Tigers. Spence, he takes the snap, gets to the sideline. He loves to roll out right for South Hadley in the Chicopee red zone. A couple of plays later, I swear it's the shoes. Spence hands off to Nehemiah Merritt. Merritt, he goes left down the sideline into the end zone for a South Hadley score. It is 14-6 South Hadley. This one ends 47-20 South Hadley. They walk away with that win.
Friday Night Frenzy Game of the Week, sponsored by Wilbraham.